There was a lot of green on the board to start the week on Monday, especially in the cattle market. Ag Day's Michelle Rook has more on what traders are watching in markets now.
Joining us for markets now, Sam Hudson with Corn Belt Marketing. And Sam, we do have the WASDE crop production reports coming out this Friday. What are we expecting at this point, especially since we're going to have a lot of data to chew through?
That's true, and we've had an absence of that government data, and so it'll be interesting to see how they extrapolate and plug in and portray what we're supposed to expect here over the next 30 to 45 days. We'll have the government reopening here this week. The report will be on Friday. And I think the first place you got to look is probably at that corn yield. I think general trade expectations is still to see a steady lower number there. I don't know, if we'll see a big adjustment on acreage here, but I still think there could be some tweaks there, and they may save that for the January number. But I think the demand side offers as many question marks as well. We've got these commitments and numbers that we've thrown out to China. We have no, reports of a trade agreement actually signed. And so USDA may just punt on those and keep them as they were before. And the net result of that will be some carryout figures that may not be a whole lot different than what we saw before, at least on the soybean side of things.
Yeah, I was going to say we might be set up for quite a few disappointments, but even if USDA makes assumptions on China business, what do they use? 6 million metric tons, 12 million metric tons, what?
Well, I think you got to go with 12 if you're going to write anything in, only because that's what they're advertising. And I would say that number is still attainable, but you really got to start shipping it. And we haven't seen any inspections thus far. I think it's going to take, maybe the back half of November before we see that start to show up into that December timeframe. And by the end of the year, that should give us a kind of a barometer or health check on whether or not we can even reach that 12 million metric ton number.
Sam, NASS and USDA said that they're going to use the same methodology they normally do for a November report. But I think there's going to be a lot of questions even then about the credibility, isn't there?
Well, that's true. My question would be is if you have accurate export numbers that we're going to be, viewing, if you know them, why aren't we just being told that now? Why aren't they being reported if that data is available? If that data is not available, then what are we using to report on? Are we just extrapolating? Are we just guessing at it? What is it? And just as importantly too is the yield data. How objective is it? Is it still some data from back in October, or is this all fresh data from November?
Very good. Thanks so much, Sam Hudson with Corn Belt Marketing, and that's Markets Now.